Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera to Professor Dr. Zainal binti Salim. My name is Nur Mazwin binti Muhammad with the matrix number of S62601. Today in this video, I am going to present about my individual assignment regarding the case study of my audit 2. In this video, it contains 3 parts. Firstly, the ethical dilemmas and how the auditors should safeguard the ethical principles. Secondly, the threats to independence and how the auditors protect themselves. Thirdly, they have to discuss how the auditor provide defense for themselves and justify whether they can succeed their defense. Firstly, the ethical dilemmas and how the auditors safeguard their ethical principle. The first dilemma in this case is that the Director of Finance, which is the client of the hospital, has made some changes to the accounting policy, such as expensing the income and expenditure account and changing it to a inventory and the balance sheet. It is not according to MFRS 108, which has caught the eyes of the auditor. As an auditor, they should be very straightforward, honest, and sincere in their professional work approach. So, as of regard to the ethical principles, an auditor needs to apply the integrity concept to make the report qualified. The second dilemma faced by the auditors is that the client says the auditors that she will make sure that next year she will appoint different auditors if they do not accept the reports made by them. As an auditor, they have to be someone that doesn't have any bias, conflict, just or under influence of others. So, as a safeguard for the ethical principles, an auditor needs to apply objectivity concept whether to accept or reject the reports made by the hospital. Next is the threat of independence that might arise and how Aristotle can protect themselves. There are 3 threats. So, firstly, the self-interest threat is proven when the director states that if Aristotle do not accept the report that has been manipulated, she will make sure that they are going to appoint a different auditor next year. This threat can be In this case, Aristotle and Co must be reliable and integrity to interest, public reputation, and personal liability to each other, which means that they have to be professional and honest in their work. Secondly, is the intimidating trick, which can be proven when the financial auditor threatens the auditor that she will tell the newspaper that the auditor is determined to make the hospital financial position look worse. This threat a way to safeguard this threat is by applying the objectivity concept, which means that the auditors must make sure that the reports are done objectively and with is when they must make sure that all the reports done by the in the hospital must maintain an impartial attitude without any bias, conflict of interest, and undue influence. Thirdly, is familiarity check. It's proven when the director of finance said that she has been with it for the past 7 years, but the auditor didn't notice it until someone 10 years later, the director of finance told them the true story. As an auditor, they need to apply the professional behavior concepts according to the law and regulations. As a safeguard to protect themselves from betrayal by the client. Lastly, how Ali Sultan and Co can defend themselves, and will the auditor succeed in their defense? So, the first defense the auditor can take is that they have practiced professional care in auditing. For example, the auditor has decided to reject the permit of practice to adjust and change the accounting policy done by the hospital, as directed by the finance director. So, another way to defend themselves is that they can prove that the client has contributed to negligence. For example, the hospital has changed the accounting policy just to ensure that they can achieve the 3 million capital grant if they can achieve the break-even control this year. In similar case there has been in court. A similar case that has been under the law is that the Senko incorporations was a statement in the 1982. The third way the auditor can defend themselves is to prove that the client losses are not because of the glitch. For example, the auditor cannot detect any fraud made by the hospital since they have made the adjustment significantly. And the auditor has done their work very carefully and professionally without any mistake. As a conclusion, the auditors can defend themselves and win the case because they are innocent and will not be subject to any legal action. So, I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you.